Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna hop right into the meat of the video. We're gonna talk about my goals for the month of February. You might have seen a couple of memes or whatever going around where everyone's complaining about how long of a month January was and about how January was their free trial month. And the more that I saw that floating around, I actually got to thinking about it and I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. January is the freaking free trial month before you actually start your paid subscription to the rest of the year. And truly, that's kind of how it felt for me, which is why you saw no January goals video outside of my 2020s goals. Finally, feel like I kind of have my crap together, and January did not start like that. And so I've officially decided that from this year on, my official start of the new year is going to actually be February 1st. Because in January, it's like you're coming right off of, or in the middle of, like I was this past year, of traveling. And I really like to be like, oh, it's the new year, new goals, fresh start, huzzah, hitting the ground running on day one. And I was not home in day one. I was in Virginia. So that really got me thinking. It took me 3 solid weeks of being home to really feel like I got in the swing of things, which means I was like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with actually officially starting your new year a month late, because that gives you the time you need to actually get settled and get moving. And at the end of the day, as long as you're working towards your goals, when does it actually matter? January 1st is an arbitrary date, so it doesn't actually matter to begin with. But just so you know, my new January one is actually February 1. That being said, let's jump into my goals for the month. I actually had a technique of goal setting this year, and I wanted to tell you about it. As always, I am using the Cultivate What Matters Power Sheets as my goal setting tool and my goal planning tool, and I love it. Every month, they give you a tending list that gives you monthly, weekly, and daily action items that you plan out, and they are supposed to be things that help you get closer to your big picture goals that you planned out before the year started. If you want to know what my big picture goals are, there are 8 of them for different areas of my life. You can go to my 2020 goals video. I will have that linked down below for you. So today we are talking just about the goals I have set for February. Now, what I did, and now I can't for the life of me remember if this page was actually in the Power Sheets in previous years and I didn't do anything with it, or I think it's new. I think it's new. So you're not going to be able to see this too well, but this is the tending sheet. And then there's this page next to it. And what it is 2 columns, and it says goals to focus on and action ideas or action items. And no, it said action ideas actually. And so as I was going through and getting ready to plan, I noticed that and I was like, huh. And it stopped and got me thinking, and it's like, instead of going after all 8 of my goals gung-ho all at once every month and trying to evenly distribute my time, why don't I just focus on a few of them? That's brilliant, actually. So what I ended up doing was I chose, I think, 5 goals that I was like, you know what? These are the goals that you have to start working on first, and then we will go from there. Just because I had a goal written down on the goals to work on doesn't eliminate anything from the tending sheet. I have a handful of my other goals represented on the tending sheet, but my primary focus for the month was on 5 of my 8 goals. So those goals that I wanted to focus on were my exceptional marriage, getting in the best shape of my life, my relationship with God, my business, and personal development. Those were the 5 goals that I was really like, let's do this month and really buckle down and focus. And then my technique was every color, because my goals are color coded, every color of the goals I wanted to focus on had to be represented in every section of the tending sheets, which means there's at least 1 monthly action item for each of the 5 goals I'm zeroing in on, at least 1 weekly action item, and 1 daily action item per goal that I want to focus on. And there happens to be 5 different daily action items. So I managed to pick 1 thing for every goal for me to do every day. That being said, let's go ahead and jump right in with what I am working on for this month. The monthly action items are things that have a progress bar. It can be 1 singular task or thing to do, or it can be something that you gradually work towards completing as the month goes on. But you can fill out your little progress bar as you go. So the first one is for my closer relationship with God, and that 1 monthly action item is to apply for the worship team to the church we've been attending. I am taking that step, and one of the big things, one of the big picture goals underneath my closer relationship with God was to join a church. And I'm pretty sure we're there, but we have to make sure that I can be on the worship team first. So I have to apply for that, go through that whole audition process and all that jazz. So that is my big goal for that big picture goal this month. The next one is for personal development, and that is to read 2 books. I actually had that on my list last month, and it will be on my list in months continuing because my goal is to read 20 books this year. I succeeded in reading 2 books in the month of January. I read Good Morning, Good Life by Amy Landino and Body Love Every Day, which is Kelly LeVeque's second book. And you guys know I love Body Love and her Fab Four and all that. So those are the 2 books I read last month. This month, I don't know what I'm reading yet, but I'm going to be reading 2 books. And I have my progress bar divided up by 1 and 2 so I can fill each half in when I finish the book. The next one I actually have is blank, and it's the one for the exceptional marriage because I can't decide on like one singular task or item or thing to achieve for my exceptional marriage. Now, Valentine's Day is coming. I'm trying to think if maybe it might be something to do with that, but I can't decide. I'm open to suggestions. Leave them in the comments below. But like, what's the one thing for cultivating an exceptional marriage that I should do this month as opposed to every week or every day? Next goal is for my business focus for Diva and the Divine, and that is to do 5 blog posts this month. 5. I have the progress bar divided up into 5 different sections, and as I finish them, I can fill them in. 5 blog posts. My get in the best shape of my life goal is to actually, I put a number to it. I'm not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that when you're trying to lose weight, but it is to get out of my current weight decade because I'm so close. I'm so close. As of this morning, I was 3.4 pounds away from getting out of my weight decade that I have been living in and hating for so long. I think I can do it. I know I can do it if I buckle down and focus, and I will talk more about this at length in a different video. I'm really liking this whole cycle tracking thing I'm doing, and it's a whole long story, but it's awesome, and I'm doing really, really well on it, but my goal is to just see that 9 as the last number and get out of this weight decade and move on with my life. Here's a goal that is not related to one of the 5 focus goals, but it's related to the simplify goal that I have, and that is declutter different areas of my house. And on a separate sheet of paper, I actually wrote down 5 different areas, I think, that need to get decluttered and reorganized throughout the month. And what I actually ended up doing, this is key when it comes to goal planning and working on actually achieving your goals. The Power Sheets this year also had a monthly calendar spread. Again, I don't know if you can see that, but I actually wrote down the things that I wanted to declutter and I scheduled which day I was gonna do it. And that way, like, it's on my schedule, it's an appointment, and it's gonna get done. So that goal will get achieved. I actually did 2 of the 5 areas yesterday, so I already have been hitting the ground running on that. And it's just a really good thing that needs to get done, but it's not necessarily the goals I'm focused on, but it's progress. Next is another goal that I have, and it's for the business technically, but it's also a separate big picture goal in my 2020 goals, and that goal is to launch my mentorship program. But my first step here, my action step here, is I want to spend some time researching what's out there and seeing what is already available, because I want to understand what programs are working for people, what programs are not, and what those programs are offering and at what price. So I sort of have an idea of what's available out there and what people are actually demanding when it comes to coaching and mentorship programs. So all I gotta do this month is research. That's all I have to do. This next goal is under the personal development goal, and that is complete 2 Skillshare classes. I signed up for Skillshare because someone had like a free 2-month thing or whatever, and I decided that because I want to learn some new things and expand my mind a little bit, I'm going to take some Skillshare classes and do just that. And so I want to complete 2 courses, whether they be in social media or something completely unrelated to anything I already know, just for as an way to expand my mind and grow a little bit. My one money goal this month is to get completely caught up on my finances for my business because, you know, taxes. And I actually only have 1 month of last year that I need to complete, and then I have to complete January. So it's going to be really, really easy. I just need to sit down and, again, schedule time and do it. And then the last goal I have is for personal development as well, and that is just to get caught up on my life coaching with Dave Hollis. I signed up for the year of life coaching with Dave, and I've already managed to fall behind because they are not live streaming the coachings for him. They are pre-recorded. So we have 8 days before the live stream event with Dave, which ends up being a conversation, a Q&A type thing, which is awesome, but it also lets me slack because they're not live, so I don't have to be watching them when everyone else is watching them. So I just need to catch up on last month's and do this month's, which was released today. Again, I just have to schedule it and do it. It's all about scheduling. Accomplishing your goals, I swear to you, is really just all about scheduling your action items and getting them done. And boom, you're a step closer to your goals. Next up, I have my weekly action items. These are things that I have a checkbox for every single week of the month. Starting with my goal for best shape of my life, and that is to meal plan and meal prep. I find that when I meal plan for the week, I know exactly what I'm eating, or at least mostly what I'm eating. It is a lot easier to stay on track, and then when those meals are prepped, it is exceptionally easy to stay on track. I don't have to cook during the week. My husband has food. I have food. Everybody knows what they're eating. No questions asked. It's so easy. It's so easy. So I want to keep up the momentum that we have started in January with meal prepping and meal planning and take it a step further, get a little bit more serious, get a little bit better at it, because I am totally meal prepper for beginners here, and I'm loving it. My personal development goal is to take a bath every week, and personal development also involves like self-care and appearance and all that jazz, and taking a bath is super relaxing. I get to use fun things that make my skin feel all soft and nice because I have Lush bath bombs and oils and Epsom salts, which are really, really good for my muscles, which I'm working out with strength training and all of that jazz. So a bath overall is just a great relaxation moment, and I need to prioritize that because I don't prioritize that, and I really, really should, especially in the winter when I'm freezing to the bone all the time. So all I have to do is once a week take a bath. My exceptional marriage goal is, of course, date night. Date night will be every week from now until the day we die because it's very, very important. My relationship with God goal is actually to listen to 3 biblically based podcasts every single week, and that's going to include podcasts from my pastor from back home in Chicagoland, because I just really enjoy the way he preaches, and he does in fact have a podcast called the Junior Ziegler Podcast, and all it is audio recordings of the sermons that he's giving at the church I used to attend. So I want to catch up on the sermons, you know, starting from when I stopped going there because we moved, and just actually get caught up so I'm present. And then I also want to start listening to like the She Reads Truth podcast and maybe a couple of other ones, but I want to get at least 3 biblically based podcasts in every single week instead of listening to maybe the radio or something else. All right, this next one is for work, and it's going to be really hard given the day that I've had today, and but I'm determined. I'm determined to do this because this is important to me. 20-hour work week. 20 hours. I have a timer running as we speak because I'm working as I'm filming, but I want to make this legit part-time work because that's when magic happens. If I, again, schedule it and do it, that's what's going to get it done. That's what's going to help Diva and the Divine grow and make progress and allow me to create a better community and content for you guys. So I need to put in the work. Like, that's the bottom line. Anything you want in life, my friends, you have to put in the work. And I am learning that in real time, and I'm trying to fix that and do that in real time. Another personal development goal is to spend just 2 hours at the piano every week. Just 2 hours. Again, I have a timer for that so I can check my time, so I can check the goal off because I'm a little bit type A about stuff like that. But I just want to be able to sit and sing and relax because it is relaxing. It's something I really enjoy doing. And then my last weekly goal is to actually do strength training 3 times a week, which in theory should be really, really easy since there are 3 body pump classes that I go to every week. But I want to like put it down in writing. You have to strength train at least 3 times every week because that's what's going to help tone me up, get me stronger, get me leaner, and like really help progress in the whole best shape of my life thing. Then the last set of goals I have are daily goals. These are things that I should be checking off each and every day, and I have one daily goal for each of the 5 goals I want to zero in and focus on. For personal development, that is to read. I want to read every single day. For getting closer in my relationship with God, I actually have Bible study books now. I did, in fact, pick out a Bible study that I want to do. I'm starting to do the Bible studies with She Reads Truth, which is a website, and they have these beautiful books. Can you see them? No, you can't. They're right off screen over there. But I ordered a Bible study from the past. I ordered one for Acts. I ordered one for 1st and 2nd Corinthians. And then I'm going to pick up with their community and do their Philippians study this coming month, February. And then I bought their Lenten Bible study as well, because Lent is going to be starting at the end of this month, and I think it would be great to be in community with other women studying God's Word together and going through the exact same thing. Even if it is virtually, even if it is personally, we are all in community and doing it together. So I want to make sure I do that and get into God's Word specifically, not just like devotionals and prayer, that too, but like every day in God's Word and learning more about God's Word. Every single day. Every day, focused time at work. This is again for Diva and the Divine and works towards my 20-hour work week, but I have to focus on work for at least a little bit every single day. For cultivating an exceptional marriage, I wrote down intentional loving choices. Obviously, this means towards my husband, but it can vary on what it looks like. Sometimes it can be physical. It can be, you know, making it a point to give him a long hug, or making sure I kiss him goodnight, or kiss him before, well, we always kiss before he leaves for work. Instead of it being like the, routine, traditional, I'm leaving for work kiss or something like that, like, I should intentionally seek him out for no reason other than the fact I want to give him a kiss or a hug or something. Or it could be doing something out of love for him. And then for getting in the best shape of my life, I have a thing written down called healthy checks for me to check off every day. And another new thing I did with this planner that I've never done before is I utilized the back page of my tending sheet. And what I have written down here is my podcasts and a checklist, so I can keep a checklist running, a to-do list of things that are like things I need to get done this month. However, they're not like big enough deals to end up writing them on my tending sheet as a big goal-getting action item. I have things like book a hotel for our trip, send my grandfather his birthday card, just things that need to get done this month that I need to make sure I'm aware of. And then up here, I have healthy checks. And so I can check that box every day if I accomplish the following: 10,000 steps, 128 ounces of water, yes, that is a gallon, at least 85 grams of protein. My goal is 100, but I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway because if I clock in under one day, it's not world's biggest deal, but 100 is my actual goal, 85 earns me the check. Tracking and in my points budget, and an ab challenge. Every day I want to be doing, which reminds me I have to actually go do that before my live stream tonight. But every day I want to do like an ab challenge. This month I'm focusing on my oblique muscles. So just like for 1 week I'm going to do like 25 side bends or something, and then maybe week 2 I'll up it to 50, week 3 I'll up it to 75, week 4 I'll up it to 100 on each side, just as a little like extra ab trimming boost, because one of my goals, all big picture goals, is to have defined ab muscles. So you got to work those ab muscles if you're going to define them. So those are my goals for the month of February. I know this was a little bit long-winded. We're getting back into the swing of things and everything, but I am so excited about this zeroed in focus on a couple specific goals instead of really being broad spectrum about how am I going to touch all of my goals this month. Like, it's okay to focus in on a couple for a month and then move on, or then grow from there. And so I'm really excited about this new approach that I am using. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already joined the Diva and the Divine community, we would love to have you. Just click that little red button down there. And don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload something new or when I go live. If you have any goals for the month that you would like to share, please leave them in the comments below so I can help support and encourage you along your journey this month. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!